The 2025 draft class exploded onto the scene, with lottery names lighting it up. Philadelphia's VJ Edgecombe, Memphis's Cedric Coward, Washington's Trey Johnson, New Orleans's Jeremiah Fears, Dallas's Cooper Flagg, each averaging 14-plus points a night. But meanwhile, at pick number 56, the Golden State Warriors made a quiet move that already looks like a seismic one. They drafted Will Richard, the national champion from Florida Gators, whose impact so far can't be captured by a stat sheet. He arrives in a championship-level read-and-react motion offense, a system where young wings often struggle. Richard? He's already fitting in seamlessly. At Florida, he wasn't the first option. He played behind eventual 18th pick Walter Clayton Jr. and 35th pick Elijah Martin, yet he blossomed into the hustle beast with a high basketball IQ. He posted 13.3 points per game in his senior year, shooting approximately 48.7% from the floor and 35.9% from three, while grabbing 4.6 boards and swiping 1.7 steals a contest. NBA now wearing that Warriors jersey, Richard has already shown flashes. He's not just hitting open shots, the plays go deeper. In transition, off a jump ball, he steps up and drills a long-range pull-up three. He's carving into the dunk spot despite three defenders converging, still catches the ball in stride from Al Horford, and finishes with calm. He chases down an air ball, times his cut perfectly, rebounds it and flicks it right back up before anyone reacts. On a kickout from Stephen Curry, his release is fluid, composed, seasoned, like he's been in the league 7 years, as one analyst put it. But the real gem, his work off the ball and on defense. He hustles for offensive rebounds, outpositions three Nuggets around the rim, then immediately hits Butler and Flo. He calmly stops at the hash mark when Princeton's Peyton Watson closes out hard. Mid-dribble, he sees the switching, lifts a mid-air bullet pass to Kuminga in the dunker's spot, the same role Horford had earlier. Richard leads all rookies in deflections. He's creating chaos without the ball, and that's exactly what this championship system demands. If you watch closely, you see it. The hustle, the intelligence, the timing. Richard is quietly doing the little things, the stuff that doesn't always show up on the box score, but wins games. He didn't just come from a top program, he helped build one. Over his Florida career, he tallied 1,275 points, 470 rebounds, and 201 three-point field goals, starting 105 of 108 games. Florida Gators, MNs. So yes, the big names stole headlines, but at number 56, the pick might just be the steal of the draft. And for the Warriors, the pocket ace might already be dealing. The question now, how far can Richard's quiet dominance carry him when the lights really shine and the system demands perfection? The answer might define the next title run. In a one-point game with 9 minutes left, everything tightened. Every step mattered. Jamal Murray tried to float a lob inside, but Will Richard read it like he had already seen the play in a dream. He exploded across the lane, rose up with that one-handed swipe, and erased a sure bucket. A momentum-shifting tap away in crunch time, the kind of play that swings games. And yes, Golden State eventually finished the job. Then came his most jaw-dropping defensive moment so far, a steal straight out of the Michael Jordan on Karl Malone playbook. He sneaks up on DeAndre Ayton from behind, rips the ball clean, and instantly turns defense into fireworks. Coast-to-coast sprint, GP2 running alongside, soft lob, easy finish. The entire arena understood right then. This rookie is different. But honestly, none of this should surprise anyone who watched his journey. Before stepping foot into an NBA arena, his resume already screamed, winner. Over 4 college seasons, 1 at Belmont, 3 at Florida, Richard logged 141 career games with averages of nearly 12 points, 5 rebounds, and rock-solid efficiency from the field and from deep. Those aren't empty stats. Those are winning stats. At Belmont, he instantly earned all freshman honors while helping the Bruins push a 25-8 record. Most young players would have stayed where they were comfortable, but Richard wanted bigger challenges. So he embraced the fire of SEC basketball when he transferred to Florida, and the pressure only made him sharper. Surrounded by elite wings, facing NBA-level athletes nightly, he transformed from just a scorer into a two-way glue guy that coaches trust with their season on the line. During Florida's 2025 national title run, he cracked 13+ a night, almost 5 boards, and took on the toughest defensive matchups every round. Physically, he arrived NBA ready, 6'5" height, 210 pounds strength, and a wingspan flirting with 6'8". But the real killer trait? His anticipation. He didn't just guard his man. He directed the entire defensive unit, calling out screens, rotating early, jumping passing lanes before the offense even committed to the pass. He played like a defensive quarterback in college. Now in the NBA, he's proving he can be a defensive closer. Defensive awareness didn't magically appear in Golden State, but the Warriors might be the perfect system to showcase it. Their defense relies heavily on switching, fast reactions, and guards being able to cover multiple roles within a single possession. And instead of being overwhelmed, Will Richard looks like someone who's been playing this scheme for years. His early season deflection numbers, already leading all rookies, come from more than just hustle. This is the product of hours of film study, matchup scouting, and a college career built on responsibility and discipline. He processes spacing like a veteran. He knows where the screen is coming from before it arrives. He anticipates that extra rotation earlier than most rookies even see it. That's the difference between reaction and prediction, and Richard operates like a predictor. But the beauty of Will Richard's game is that his impact isn't just on the defensive end. Offensively, the Warriors asked him to do what most rookies struggle with: thrive without the ball. And guess what? He's already great at it. At Florida, more than 70% of his threes were assisted, meaning he already understood how to relocate, cut into pockets of space, and position himself in rhythm-based offenses. Golden State values that skill more than nearly any franchise in the league. So when he sprints to the corner after setting a screen or slides into Curry's passing lane at the perfect moment, that's not coincidence. That's IQ. That's muscle memory. His shot mechanics? Compact, repeatable, smooth release, zero wasted motion. And the NBA 3 hasn't bothered him one bit. He's floating around the 37% mark from deep in his first outings, right in line with his college numbers. But how he gets those threes is what turns heads. A transition pull-up without hesitation, a relocation triple off Curry's gravity, a patient dribble into a balanced mid-range jumper when defenders close out too aggressively. He doesn't panic, he doesn't rush, he reads. And then there are the plays that never show up on highlight reels. Slipping behind the help defender for an easy dump-off finish, swinging the ball early to keep Kerr's offense alive and flowing, cutting at the exact second the defense loses vision. Those are winning details, the details that coaches obsess over. At only 22 years old, Richard already entered the league with over 3,500 minutes of college experience. Real, competitive, high-stakes basketball. His body is pro-ready, his fundamentals are polished, and his understanding of his role is elite. He doesn't hunt shots, he doesn't dominate the rock. He enhances the system around him, the exact trait that keeps you on the floor in playoff games. Florida's coaching staff called him the steady hand, the adult in the room, the guy who stayed locked in, the guy who prepared the same, whether playing a top 10 powerhouse or a mid-major. That maturity is showing in Golden State every single night he steps onto the parquet. Steve Kerr joked that Richard looks like he's been in the league 7 years, but honestly, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like recognition. A coach realizing he may have found another connector piece, the kind that multiplies team success. Watch him in small ball lineups. He guards bigger wings, absorbs bumps inside, secures the rebound, and instantly flips it into transition offense. That's young Andre Iguodala DNA, not in terms of star usage, but in intelligent versatility, the ability to turn defense into instant pressure on the other end. If his jumper holds steady in the high 30s and his defensive reads keep sharpening, Richard doesn't just have a future as a role player. He's carving his name into Golden State's long-term rotation plan. A two-way wing with intelligence, toughness, and zero ego? That's a luxury in today's NBA. And that's the real storyline here. Will Richard isn't redefining what a rookie looks like statistically. He's redefining what a ready-made winner looks like. Every stop, Belmont, Florida, now Golden State, he's elevated the group around him. He didn't chase spotlight. He didn't need the ball to matter. He just helped teams win. Now he's on a Warriors squad still fighting for championships while preparing for the next era. And he's already proving that winning habits may be just as valuable as star power. It's rare to say this about the 56th pick in the NBA draft, but Will Richard looks like a piece of the blueprint. One smart rotation, one timely rebound, one perfect pass at the perfect moment. And the Warriors continue to believe they discovered something special, exactly where most teams stop paying attention.